Just a friendly reminder that the opinions expressed on this show are not worth a Canadian penny, so disregard anything you hear that might get anyone in trouble. And despite some of the great ideas you may hear, don't try them at home. Go to a friend's house instead.
It's time to get a gun. That's what I've been thinking. Well, I could afford one. And if I did just a little less drinking, time to put something between me and the sun. When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.
Hi everyone, welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 338. It's the Lapua edition for January 23rd, 2020. I'm one of your hosts, Kelly.
Adriel's pointing at me, so I guess that's me. I'm Random Dave, another one of your hosts, just a little slow on the uptake.
And I'm Adriel.
I'm just here to break the show, essentially.
Sweet.
You're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
Sweet.
Trevor's not with us. He asked us to make sure that we referred to the Lapua episode quite a bit. So Lapua.
Trevor is not dead. He is still with us. He's just not with us physically. Yeah.
Yes.
Nobody has murdered him, surprisingly.
Surprisingly, I haven't after NAL. I haven't. So he is not here, but we wish him luck and hope he survives the man cold that he has. Right. Okay.
He's just joined to watch.
Oh, well, then get his ass on the episode then.
Yeah,
Let's
if
just
you're well enough
butcher
to
all his
watch, you're
parts.
well enough to get in here.
Hi, Trevor.
I'm Trevor.
All right. Why don't we talk about what we did in guns this week? So what we did in guns this week is brought to you by the Calgary Shooting Centre. It's Canada's premier firearms retailer. Right now they have Trijicon SROs 2.5 MOA on sale. And we've been talking a lot about putting optics on pistols. Thank you. Brain fart. So Adriel actually picked this and put it into the show notes. So why don't we just follow along with that?
It's round.
So
It's got a button on the side that makes it go on, I think. And then you put the dot on the target and you press the
and
trigger.
you go bang.
Yeah, it's point and click. And because
you
it's
hit
Trijicon, it'll be reliable and looks pretty durable. Yeah.
It puts the red dot on its skin.
Adriel, remember what you said when you posted this and the price tag on it? What's the price tag on it again?
It's $850.
Yeah. So your thoughts on $850 for that?
It's more than some of the other red dots out there, but it's a Trijicon, and like there's especially for the first batches of red dots that are on the slide for pistols.
Yep.
What I've heard is that the Trijicons were the only ones that would survive for a long period of time, and a lot of the other ones, the loopholes and those kind of things, were not surviving. You'd go a few thousand rounds, and they'd start dying. So that's just what I've heard.
I mean, you got your slide slamming back, and the poor little red dots going with it, hitting the stop, and then slamming forward again. I mean, it's like you're shaking that baby.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's battery contacts and a little LED diode that has to be perfectly hitting this little spot on the glass. And if it's not hitting that perfect little spot on the glass, then you miss. And there's a lot that can go wrong on those things. So they do need to be bulletproof, and they do need some decent engineering in them.
Yeah. So you're going to spend $850 on it?
No, I'll probably just buy Vortexes, and every time they die, I'll mail them back. I would, like, if it was for a competition pistol, I would not do that. I would get a nicer red dot, but since it's just for like a messing around gun, I don't care if I'm out for a month while it's going back to somewhere.
That's true.
And Vortex has lifetime warranty, so I can use and abuse that as much as I want to.
Right, but you'll still buy it from the Calgary Shooting Centre.
If they have good prices on it, absolutely.
But because they
actually they will, because Vortex is map pricing anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you could grab one of those Trijicons and slap it on Mela Gerson slide and stick around there.
Well, I'm gonna put it on my Norinco MP29, so you're not far off.
Sweet.
Yeah, put an $850 optic on my $300 pistol.
Yeah,
it's even worse. I like it.
Adriel,
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us what you did in Guns this week?
All right. I got my letter back from my mail letter campaign. I sent a letter to my local MP,
Oh, sweet.
Trudeau, Blair,
Nice.
and my local MP mailed me back, and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna get those liberals, and we're gonna like fight all this stuff and rah rah." But it was like a form letter response back. At least I got something back.
I wonder how many he got. I'm sure
I don't
that
know.
Alberta-
Probably a lot. Yeah, Alberta in general is pretty active on this stuff. When I was looking at the petition, I think Alberta had the most signatories on the petition per licensed PAL member. I think it was like 5% of POPs, so we're pretty active in that kind of stuff.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Anyways, got a letter back. That was neat.
Okay, cool.
Let's see what else. And then my buddy from 3Gun, he's a listener of the show too. He texted me on Facebook. He's like, "Hey, you want to shoot a Laugo alien and come to the range and shoot it?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I do." So we had an impromptu range trip over to Phoenix, which is like an indoor gun range here.
Yep.
And shot the Laugo alien. Shot his
Nice.
CZ Checkmate open gun with red dot on there and a big comp and all that kind of stuff. And then my other buddy came out and he brought his stainless STI DVC in 40, and then he had
Nice.
he had a 1911 that's like all tuned up and super custom. He's one of his buddies does custom gun works and customized the heck out of this thing. Put like cool little like frame cuts into it, into the slide and that kind of thing. Yeah. So I was shooting all that, and then my Shadow 2, which was. Even with all the parts on it, still the cheapest gun on the table that we were shooting.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's something else to go to the gun range with 3 buddies and just bring a couple of pistols each and have $20,000 of pistols
Right on the table.
right on the table. Yeah.
Yeah.
How was the alien?
Okay, so there's some like good things, and then there's some bad things about the alien. The good things, the bore axis is just ridiculous. Like it's so low into your hand. It is like the barrel
Part of
is
your
in
hand.
line with the top of your hand.
Cool.
And you would think like, okay, well maybe I'll get a lot of shock like in the webbing of my hand. Not so
Yeah.
much. Got it a lot just down in the palm here. So
Okay.
when the gun came off, it felt like you just got a slap there. And like right in the meat of your thumb there. I don't know what part of the palm that's called, but the meat of your thumb. So like yeah, every time you fire it, like I wouldn't describe it as like soft shooting because I felt like my Shadow was softer, but my Shadow had more muzzle flip to it, whereas the alien just slapped you in the hand every time it fired, which was really interesting. I think if I had more time behind that one, I would be hammering that more than my Shadow. But I've got thousands of rounds through the Shadow and just more used to it, I guess. But yeah, that was really cool. And then the cycling was so fast because it's just got like this tiny little bit of slide that moves, and it uses a gas delayed blowback system on it. So the slide is basically locked in place by the high pressure gas coming out of the or just behind the bullet, and once the bullet gets out, then it allows the slide to come back. So doing that allows them to use a very lightweight slide on it, and it reciprocates so fast. Like you fire it and you don't even notice that it really fired. And the other thing that
Cool.
helps there is that the sights stay still. The slide moves, the sights stay still. There's some pistols out there
that's
with
really cool.
island barrels or like where the sights might stay on there. Most red dot pistols and the alien comes with both an iron sight top and a red dot top, and you just kind of like swap out the upper. And I don't want to shoot irons anymore. Pull that off, put a red dot on there, and that red dot doesn't cycle. So when you fire, you're looking through the target, and your red dot
And
is
consistent and
and
stays there.
doesn't move. So
Yeah.
you also wouldn't get that battering that you get with a slide mounted optic, right?
Do you know how much the MSRP is on that?
They're right around $5,800, $6,000, somewhere around there. Yeah.
You got rich
LOL.
friends.
The open gun
Pricey.
isn't cheap either.
Pricey,
Yeah.
but it comes with a red
Pretty
dot.
cool though.
It comes with a red dot. You don't
And,
need the Trijicon 850 on it.
Nope. And in terms of tech, like the
Yeah.
technology on it's really cool. It is really, really groundbreaking in terms of like what it's trying to do. That stuff's all crazy. There's not there's not a pistol out there that is like that tuned in and that crazy right off the hop, right off like, let's make a pistol. Okay, what should we do? Let's take pistol design and throw that out, and what would make this thing like the best? The mags were really weird. The mags were. It looks like they took the top half of like some other mag out there, and they like chopped off the bottom and put on this aluminum thing on the bottom. That's probably because we have like 10-round limits here in Canada. So like we got like this little bit weird solution where they use like these Allen bolts on the side. That was a little bit odd. The dust cover gets hot with extended firing. So if you fire it like a whole bunch, because it uses that gas delayed blowback, you're getting hot gas in to the piston, which is just underneath the barrel, which is just on the dust cover there. So the dust cover gets a little bit warm as you
a little bit warm, or like is it like uncomfortably warm? Remember that HP that was gas fed that would get hot enough you couldn't even touch it?
I don't know if it would be an issue or not, because like, okay, so and the reason why I say I don't know if it'd be an issue, in an IPSC match, max you're going to be shooting is like 40 rounds, fast 40 rounds. You don't really touch the dust cover on the bottom, the rail there, right? Your thumbs are up on the side. I didn't feel it other than when I was putting the gun down. I'm like, oh, that's warm. That's got some heat on the bottom there, which was interesting. And the other thing I noticed was with the optic on there is actually a little bit hard to rack, like compared to the Checkmate open gun with the slide racker on the side. You just grab it and slap it to the back. Some of the other red dot pistols that have the red dot on top, if it's a good red dot, you can just slap that thing to the rear, and that's your slide racker now, right? Whereas with the Alien with the red dot on top, and then it's kind of like got these two little rails on the side. You got to like pinch those and pull it back to work the slide. So that's a little bit harder than if it had a racker or something, or you could rack off the red dot, which some guys I see do. But really cool piece of tech, really cool piece of tech, and I don't think there's very many of them in Canada. So I was super happy to go and try one out so early, and not at a range day where they've got one that's that they know is going to work and all that kind of stuff, where it's coming straight out of the box and it's opening and it's being fired for the first time right in front of me and everything, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, cool times. And then other than that, I've just been emailing some people about Maple Seed and trying to set up some dates and get some signed hosting agreements and all that kind of stuff, because it's going to be a busy Maple Seed year. And I'm going to a 3-gun meeting tonight to help the guys set up some of those dates for this year as well.
For there. You're going to be a busy man.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, Dave, why don't you tell us what you've been doing? You haven't been on for a couple of weeks.
Hey, I actually did stuff.
Woohoo!
Yay, I did stuff. Sent the letters in. So this is like from Christmas, but I finally got my letters in over Christmas, so better late than never to the party. So that's done for the ban protest letters. Yeah. Bought some assorted tools and bits and bobs. I needed a new punch kit because I broke some of my punches and they were kind of crappy anyway. So fixing my shadow.
Oh, okay.
Fixing my shadow, trying to get those pins out that somebody had had crimped in where they shouldn't have been. So thank you very much to Adam, who got my hammer and disconnector back to me, which I then threw out, but I kept the what the hell's it called? It's a spring strut. So I got the Shadow 2 hammer and Shadow 2 disconnector that I bought from Adriel off on it. The Shadow 2 disconnector is a different shape than the Shadow 1 disconnector, the SPO1 disconnector, but it worked. It worked perfectly. Cool. I wasn't sure if it was going to work, so whatever. I put it together. I figured, I'm used to taking the gun apart now anyway, so I'll throw all the parts in and see if it blows up. And it didn't blow up. And it worked great, and I've put about 300 rounds through it, most of it fairly rapid fire since then, and it's been absolutely flawless. So my semi-fully auto Shadow is now fully semi-auto. So it's fixed. Nice. My rear sight is still out, which I can't get the sight to drift, so I may have to find a tool to get it to move. But other than that, so it shoots consistently a little bit to the left, but it's enough that at 25 yards I'm out by probably 2 inches. Part of that's me, part of that's the sight. So once I get that sight set up, I'm good. But I was so happy to get that gun back. I forgot how nice shadows are to shoot. That thing is just gorgeous, and it shoots darts. What else did I did? I took my 12-year-old nephew out to the range. So he fired my Shadow. He fired my 1911 and 45, which he only fired once. He wasn't very impressed with that. That was a bit much. I shot a slow motion video of him firing just so he could see how much it recoils. And it's just boom, like guns just straight up in the air. I only had 1 round in the mag just in case. So, but he loved the Shadow. He was firing off full mags out of the Shadow and doing quite well at 10 yards. He fired my 10-22, so we did a little maple seed training of the 10-22, standing and seated. And he was shooting about 3-inch groups at 25 yards with it when the time we were done. And that's with no cheek piece on it and a super high crappy 1980s optic, and he did really well. So that was really good. My Gunny Girls calendars arrived. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, CCFR. So got those registered. I got some 357 shot shells from a friend, so that was fun. I don't know what I'll do with them, but I'll put them down my lever action and put little holes in the target.
357 shot shells.
Yeah, 357 Magnum shot shells. They're like number 7 birdshot, I think. It's like little teeny weeny birdshot.
So
I think they're for taking
out
out
front of a 357. That's for rats and that kind of thing, eh?
Yeah, exactly, for pest control. But I'm like, whatever. So I got a box of them sitting at home. So I may take them to a vintage CQB match and just pepper a few targets for fun.
I've used the 22 ones for inside a barn or something like that with a tin roof. If you can use those to take out sparrows and that kind of thing fairly easily.
Okay. Yeah, I assume this is primarily meant for handguns if you're out in the desert or whatever and you're trying to take out snakes and rats and little pests and things like that. I don't think I'd want to hit anything too close with it because it's got a solid plastic wad at the front of it. Mm-hmm. So I think that would over 357 would probably put a pretty big hole in, say, a tin roof at close range.
Well, you said it was 7.5 shot too?
Yeah, it's like little teeny weeny pellets. So, yeah. So that's kind of cool. So I got some of those. I should actually shoot skeet with them. With my lever gun.
Yeah.
That would kind of be funny.
Are we going to shoot some skeets out here or what, boys?
Yeah. Good to go.
Make sure you put the extra ammo in the leather side saddle thing so you reload from that into the gun.
Good to go.
They love that at trap clubs.
That would be funny. I may do that. We'll see. What else did I do? I went to Maple Ridge Armory. They've got a new the manufacturing fellows. They've got a new store in Barrie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they opened a retail store. So I dropped by there on my way up to Aurelia, the gun club, to pick up my membership and do a little more 22 shooting. And super nice guys. A tiny little store at the back of an industrial section, but it's very nicely set up. They have decent selection. I mean, it's fairly, I'm not sure what the square footage is, but it's small. But good selection of handguns, bunch of ARs. They had a ton of their own stuff there because they manufacture handguards and their own rifles and all sorts of stuff, barrels. And so checked all that stuff out. They had their scratch and dent sale, which was only in the store. So I picked up a 17-inch, one of their lovely M-Lock handguards for my AR-15 build I'm working on. So got that for like $200. They're normally $3 and a bit. So
yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah, the anodizing's missing down, a bit of anodizing on one side, but I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to throw it in a barrel and throw it in the dirt, and who cares? Mm-hmm. Put some magic marker on it, and I'm good. Or rattle can it. Beautiful handguard. It is. You're just holding it, and it's just, this didn't come off Alibaba like Adriel's piece of crap. This thing's awesome.
I got one of those too. I've got one of the Maple Ridge ones. Yeah, and it really feels soft in the hand. It's a chunk of aluminum, but it feels nice and soft, and that's how you can tell, this is made right.
The difference.
Like the machining on it. I'm like caressing the thing, just the machining on it and everything, and it's perfect size when you've got the gun out. It's a really, really nice handguard, and hung around the store. I showed up like half an hour before closing, so I was only there for half an hour, 40 minutes.
So did they know who Random Dave was?
I didn't even say. I have to start doing my "Do you know who I am" thing again, and post the videos online. Those amuse me. But they one of the guys has been out to a few of the ORA CQB matches, so I sort
Okay,
of
so
knew
you
him to see him.
probably know him.
Yeah, and they're a customer in the store that I knew from Aurelian from the ORA as well. But super nice guys. Nice little variety in the store. They've still got a few scratch and dent things there. They got a ton of scratch and dent barrels. So if you're looking for AR barrels, there you go. Go pick one up. Yeah. And super nice guys. And definitely going to go back. Really enjoyed going in there. The Ontario Rifle Association, we got our dates in. So any ORA members that are listening, if you haven't gotten the updates in, we got our dates in at the end of December. So we're just waiting for the base to get back to us. But we got a good slate of events this year. So it's going to be good.
Sweet.
Assuming, Justin doesn't muck with our year. It's going to be a good year.
It's fine.
He can go to hell. I'm not worried about that.
No,
Speaking of which, the petition, the E2341 petition, is over 100,000 signatures as of.
Yeah, that happened today.
Oh, cool.
Woohoo!
Yep. Yeah, that happened without the whole 27,000 unconfirmed emails. So get on that, people, too.
Yes, check your junk mail if you're waiting for an email back.
Just for a full explanation on that, if you sign that thing, they're going to email you and saying, like, verify your email. And if you don't do that, it doesn't count. You've got to verify your email.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's it. Kelly, what have you done?
Well, what have I done? My dogs are fighting, so if you hear barking and all that, I'll just go through it. So what did I do? Last week I went to and did a range day, actually, with a bunch of women. It was the women that I consider #my team. So there was Kelly Kincaid, and there's also Tamara. Tamara's the gunny girl from this year. Kelly Kincaid is my alter ego here, like Kelly squared. She is a gunny girl from 2 years ago. 3 maybe. Anyways, 2 years ago. And then we also brought some new people to the range as well, a couple of new girls. And also Bailey. Bailey was a gunny girl this year as well, and she came to the range too. So we ended up actually spending about 6 hours at the range. So it was a pretty long day, but we spent, and it was cold too, by the way. So we spent the first portion of it in the indoor range. We have an indoor pistol range. So we did pistols there. And the table, you were talking about the gun table, Adriel, when you went shooting. We had, I think, about 10 or 11 pistols. So the new shooters got to shoot every single one of them, and they figured out which one they liked the best. One of them liked my Glock 17 the best, which was odd. She got to shoot all kinds of different things. Like she got to shoot a CZ Shadow 1, a Shadow 2. She got to shoot a SIG 1911. She got to shoot an Excalibur. But she kept coming back to the Glock 17. She really liked it. So
Some people just have bad taste.
I think she liked it because it didn't have a lot of bells and whistles. And
probably nice and light and small.
But she was she's just a natural. She had we were shooting from 15 meters, and she had a nice little grouping, and I'm going, holy crap. So she really, really enjoyed it. And we heard from her after the shoot as well. She got so excited about it. She's decided that she's getting her PAL.
Yay.
And she's going to buy some pistols. So we spent a couple of hours indoors, and we had a great time shooting just pistols. Then what we did was we packed all the pistols up, and we went outside because we had ARs to shoot, and we wanted to show the ladies how to shoot those as well. I brought a couple other things, like I brought my shotgun, my Benelli 12 gauge, and I bought my Maple Seed 1022 and all that, but we ended up not shooting those. We just actually ended up shooting the ARs. So I was able to try my new Troy AR-15. I absolutely love it. Great trigger on it. The Vortex Crossfire red dot, fantastic. I was shooting at 30 meters and had we just did standing, so it was standing offhand, and I was able to get a nice, 3-inch group, and I was able to actually make a nice little happy face with my shooting, so it was kind of cool. But really, really enjoyed it. I also got to try Kelly's. Kelly actually names her guns. This one was called Hella. It's a Colt AR-15. It's the C8 knockoff. So I was able to try that. Fantastic. It's a beautiful rifle. And then Tamara actually brought Tavor X95, so I was able to shoot that as well. And then all the ladies, yeah, that was fun too. All the ladies that are new shooters, they got to shoot them as well. And again, the lady that really liked my Glock, anyway, she thought the ARs were incredible. She was one of the ones that said, you know what, ARs, I don't know if I really want to shoot these. She's going, do we really need these? And after it was done, she goes, oh my God, that was so much fun. I can see why people want to keep them and want to. So again, as I said, she is wanting to go get her pal, and she wants to go and buy guns now. So
Nice.
we were able to convert some people. It was awesome. And there was one lady that had to leave early, and she's coming back because she didn't get to shoot the ARs. So she's going to come back and shoot those as
She doesn't
well.
know what she missed.
I know.
Yeah.
She actually does, because we shared pictures. She went, oh. But it was a group of women who went shooting, and we had a really, really good time. We spent like hours on the range. We were cold outside, but that was still okay. We actually left just as it was getting dark. I got to meet up with Mario as well. So he came by on Sunday, and he was coming back from, Mario is one of the directors for the Maple Seed. So he was coming back from Toronto. He and his wife were there at the RV show. So he was coming back. I met up with him. We talked about Maple Seed a little bit, but we just had a chance to get together as well. So that was fun. Anything else with guns I did this week? I don't think so. But I didn't go to SFRC, which was weird. I spent my weekend working when I wasn't shooting. Oh well. That's about it with that. So, upcoming events. Why don't we talk about TACCOM? TACCOM Canada 2020 is going to be on September 11th to the 13th. It's the Canadian Program Podcasters Network. They're going to be in attendance at TACCOM 2020. Your favorite podcasts will be on hand throughout the show, so make sure to stop by the booth and meet some of your favorites and pick up some swag. Hey, Dave, are you going?
I have to check and see what weekend that is. I had something last year.
It's the same as Meaford.
Oh yes, so no, I will be at Meaford. So
Okay.
you'll have to stand in for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at Meaford too.
Yeah, are you coming this year?
No.
No.
No, why not? Get in the car. Come on out.
Yes. All right. So maybe Adriel, we can convince him to fly in. Okay. Or you can drop by while we do our special live broadcast, where we'll have actually the event organizers there. We're going to have guest speakers, and there's going to be vendors, and they're going to talk about all the new product and all the must-have product that they have. You can see details for the show at TACCOM.com. And right now, if you stay tuned for the ticket release, it's going to be happening soon. It's going to be in February. And if you're listen to podcasts, I think there's going to be a podcast discount code. So I know. So wait for that in February. We'll make the announcement for that as well. Adriel, you want to talk a little bit about the 10th annual Podcasters charity shoot? I know there's not really any new updates, but
It's gonna be in New Brunswick, and it's gonna be in Restigouche. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Goosh.
Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. Your cell phone probably won't work.
No.
But there will be lots of shooting, and that's the important part. We're gonna be doing
I actually kind of like that people's cell phones don't work, because other than taking pictures, nobody's on their damn cell phone. You have to
No,
talk
it's
to other
true.
human beings. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of this at my local club, Chaz, the same thing. You like there's nothing
It
for
is.
reception down
you
there.
don't have any.
No,
whatsoever.
So you talk to people. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice change.
Yeah.
And you can talk to people while doing a mini steel challenge,
Yep.
shooting 22 pistol, 22 rifle, PCC, or handgun. You can also talk to people while doing your half round of trap. I think it's expected for trap that you talk in between shooting because it's kind of like a
Nothing
slow
else to
taste
do.
out thing. Yeah. There'll be one self-serve pistol bay set up for steel as well, so you can chat around the pistol bay and shoot some pistols as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we hope we see you out there.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do. Because
Great
guess
event.
what? Adriel, you're going to be there this time.
I was there
Dave?
last time too.
Was
I
there last
know.
time?
With you, I'm talking TACCOM. You're going. I'm not going.
Wow.
No.
Right. Dave, you're going to be there?
Oh yeah, of course. I already have my room booked, and at Chateau Ferlat.
Chateau Ferlat. Okay. I'm going to be there.
Yay! You bring the
Yay.
moonshine?
And I think Trevor's going to be there because he's hosting it. You better be
Oh,
there.
well, I'll still
Hopefully, yeah.
So we'll be there at least. All of us. You can come and
Yep.
meet us.
Yeah, and it's always such a fun event. It's just awesome.
Out of the charity shoots, it's probably my most favorite. And the reason is because it's just like, so relaxed, right? We have so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you
The
haven't been
food's
out
good.
to Restigouche, it's
Beautiful.
an awesome club, and the people are super nice. Like it makes me hate my clubs.
Really?
Well, it's just so good.
Okay.
I'm like, you can't. Why don't we build stuff like this in Ontario? And then I'm like, oh yeah, CFO, never mind.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. We do have on here support Officer Frank, the GoFundMe fundraiser. Just wanted to let everybody know that we were able to meet the GoFundMe goal of $20,000. So we wanted to say thank you very much to everybody about that. The money is all going to go to Officer Frank. Trevor, maybe next week, if he's on, he can give us an update on how Frank's doing. But we just wanted to say, if he's listening, we hope you actually do get better, obviously, and we're glad and we're happy that we were able to do the GoFundMe. Now I'm saying we, but quite honestly, it's all Trevor. Trevor worked really hard
Trevor
with
put the
this,
work
so
in.
yeah. Yay! So
Yeah.
thank you.
Thanks to everybody who kicked in a couple bucks. It's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Why don't we go into the news? Adriel, you actually were able to add this to the news, so why don't you tell us about it a little bit?
I mean, it's a pretty straightforward. There was the that Virginia rally where they had, I don't know, tens of thousands. The estimates are around 20, 30, 40,000 people, somewhere around that.
I heard
Most of them
34,
armed.
but,
Now they had
Yeah.
one area like a cage on the hill where you couldn't be armed and
Yep.
couldn't wear a mask, and then everywhere else you could, and that's where they had too many people anyways to fit them all in the cage. So most people were outside. Most people were heavily armed. There was like a guy rolling around with like a Barrett 50, like
Yep.
That was
walking
hilarious.
around, taking pictures with it and that kind of thing. And yeah, a lot of people armed and no problems, no issues with the event.
They even cleaned up afterwards. They
Yeah,
cleaned up the garbage. It was like
stuff.
awesome.
Which like sounds weird, but a lot of these protests, like you move 25,000 people into an area, and they trash the area because there's water bottles and garbage all over the
Yeah.
place. But not so much with this one because they were pretty responsible about it.
Yeah, they even wanted to be,
Bastards.
they needed to be. Yeah.
They still they're still pushing the laws forward. Like they just passed their red flag law, and now they're going to pass some other ones. But they protested.
Yeah. Yeah, they showed up and said their piece. So, and yeah, some of the stuff they're passing, good luck with that.
Yeah.
because
people down there are just like, yeah, we're just not going to obey that law.
Well, not the people and like the sheriff
And
are
the
like,
police.
we're not gonna do
did
that.
you
That's
see?
unconstitutional.
Yeah, in Oklahoma, there was 20 sheriffs that are suing the state government because they don't want to enforce the law. They said it's unconstitutional.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
There was a very funny Babylon Bee article, which was U.S. somber members of the press offered their thoughts and prayers that someone would start violence at the gun rights rally in Virginia. And I'm like, that's not
somebody
far-
starts it, yeah, and then guess what? You don't go to a place where somebody's
Yeah,
heavily
you're not
armed.
going home.
Yeah.
I laughed when I read it because I was reading some of the media coverage, and I'm like, these people are at the point of going, why aren't you people shooting each other? This is terrible.
Yeah,
Because-
there's a lot of cheerleading for it. A lot of these are racist white supremacists
And,
who
yeah.
are like, it's like, No, they're just gun owners. Like this is not. It's going to be like
Okay,
Charlottesville. It's like no, they're totally
No.
different people. It's not going to.
So they started posting pictures of all the different people at the rally, and it was atypical, and people weren't happy with that.
Yeah.
So
It
Yeah.
reflected society. How
exactly.
dare they? How dare they not live up to the stereotypes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, American news, but still interesting and still
It's interesting to see.
affects us. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're basically going through the same sort of things, right?
Yeah.
Well, not same sort of, but it's
Much
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
Much.
Can't walk around with handguns and ARs here, though. It's
Much
very
worse.
annoying. Yeah.
sorry, it's not the same sort of things. It's actually
We're
much
already
worse.
way further down the road than they are.
Yeah, no. Okay. All right. That's everything that was in the news. Why don't we get into the main topic? I think it's the main topic anyways. You put some stuff in here for the new gun stuff, but we're going to use it as the main topic because guess what's happening right now, everybody? SHOT Show.
SHOT Show.
I was about to post the meme where it's, brace yourselves, SHOT Show. SHOT Show's coming up. Everybody's posting all their pictures of SHOT Show. So,
all the Instagrams, all the Facebooks.
everything, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, it's cool. All of our friends are down there. We're not down there. But looks like it was actually a pretty good time. Everybody is having a good time posting photos and photos of them with celebrities and things like that. I didn't see too much about what was new and what was coming out, but apparently Adriel has a whole list of it. So why don't we start going through it, Adriel?
Yeah, you bet. So maybe what I'll do is just go through some of the name ones. There was some that I picked out as particularly interesting or weird.
Yep.
The first one that I wanted to show was this Trijicon Ventus. It's a rangefinder that also maps the wind.
What?
It can see the wind downrange. I imagine they're using not Moray, but it's got some LiDAR stuff going on. And it maps the wind not only where you're at, like normally you use an anemometer and you see the wind where you're at, but like downrange is totally different because you're in a valley or whatever nonsense is going on. This thing figures out the wind at range. So it can take that into effect and then provide a ballistic solution that is better than what you would get if you just obtained your wind speed where you're at.
That's very cool.
That's awesome.
It's
We need that.
super neat. Yeah.
Yeah. But I also think that people should figure it out as well without using all the bells and whistles and gadgets too. But we're
some
not talking
people
about that piece.
used
We're
to
talking about the new stuff on
People used to say the same thing about iron sights. Oh, you're going to use a scope? Nah, you should just figure it out using iron sights. You're using a semi-automatic. Reload. Come on, what's the big deal?
Well, you people with your lever actions, our rolling blocks are the way to go.
You're using a matchlock. Just use a bow. You can shoot faster. They're better.
Well, I'm saying, what happens if it goes down?
Then you go home.
Oh yeah.
You pack up and go home.
Yeah, you just send rounds down range, and you know you're going to miss. Speaking of sending rounds down range, knowing you're going to miss, this next one I think is really neat. Magpul is releasing a PMag for Glock compatible PCCs. So this is a pistol mag for Glock compatible PCCs that takes 50 rounds. So PCC division in the US is going to get real weird. Because
I think I'll reload 5 matches down.
Yeah, you don't need to reload between your stages. Just keep running, and
go. That'll be
it's
fun.
It's not compatible with Glock mags though. It looks like a Glock mag, but it is not compatible with Glock handguns. At least that's what it says it is. I wonder if it's compatible with your non-Glock handguns and that kind of thing.
It says it's the result of weight of the loaded magazine and the current magazine release in the handgun, so I'm sure somebody will release a stronger mag.
Yeah.
Oh,
release.
it's just the mag release then.
Yeah, that's what it
who
says.
cares? Who cares? Put
Just
a spring
hold it
there.
in.
If it's just the mag catch that doesn't hold on enough, and you could just put a new spring in, and then imagine running like a 3-gun match where you're running a D60 on your AR, a D50 on your Glock 34, and some of them big 10 or 20 round mags on your on your shotgun as well. Just never reload. Your belt will be super clean.
Your hip won't be though. You'll get like
Yeah.
you'll be getting your right hip replaced after a few matches.
It's a bit of weight. Yeah, it's a bit weighty.
Yeah. You'll just have stronger quads in one side, that's all.
Just buy an exoskeleton. That'll be out next, and then you're good to go.
Yeah.
Mm.
The next one I had here, and if you guys want to take one of these, just go on ahead, grab one of the ones lower down here, and you can talk about it, and I'll not talk about the thing. But the next one is the Remington 700 CP arm brace, and I think this is a clearly American solution for an American problem because it's, I believe it's too short to have a collapsible stock, so that's why they've got the arm brace on there. But it's a bolt action Rem 700.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun, kind of weird. Yeah,
weird.
I don't know if this will. I imagine they just include like a regular stock here for Canada for this guy, because we just have to meet that. What is it? 24, 26 inches OAL.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And overall lengths of the pistols come in at 27 to 30 inches, so we're good to go
That's
for
fine.
that.
You get a 223 one. It's 19 and a half.
Ooh, that's nice. That's nice and tight. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so this Rem 700 comes. It's got like an M-LOK fore end on it, so it looks kind of like an AR top. And it takes, I presume those can't be AR mags because they got a release on the back. Those are probably AICS then. They've got their X-Mark Pro trigger on it. It's got the Remington Precision chassis, a 10-round mag. Lots of interesting things on it.
Charlie Foxtrot in the chat says, got the 5.56 version. The first 20 rounds are a bear.
Okay.
I imagine so.
Is he talking about the P-Mag, or the Magpul mags, or is he talking about this thing?
He's talking about this thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, my 308 kicks pretty good, and it's got a long barrel on it, so can't imagine one with like this little stubby barrel and the little arm brace. Got to be.
I imagine the blast is
punishing.
pretty good. I wonder if you put a brake on this thing, it would probably be obnoxious.
Big fireball.
Oh,
Awesome.
and the impact to your face as well if it was in like a short barrel. Ooh.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's self-defense. It doesn't matter if you hit the guy or not. You just be blinded. You're like, yeah, get out of here, kid.
Yeah. Next up is the Winchester Wildcat. This isn't new.
No,
it's been released
not.
before.
Yep.
Did you guys know how much it weighs?
No. Well.
4 pounds.
Nothing, right?
Oh my! That is so light.
Look at
That's
the big chunk out of the stock.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Plastic.
It is.
It's all plastic.
It is very light. Wow, very very light gun.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it before. I didn't pay attention to the weight on it, and that is super lightweight.
That'd be good for kids. It's tiny.
I really like the full size 22s that are really lightweight for rabbit hunting, because when you're like hiking around in the woods, you don't sling it, you just carry it. If it's 4 pounds, who cares? Just carry it, and when you see a rabbit, pull it up and take a shot, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I still like carrying it.
You like carrying? Oh, with a sling, you're saying?
With a sling.
Yeah.
It's
an option.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
When do you guys want to take the Sig Sauer cross rifle?
Just pulling it up now.
Bolt action. One of Sig's first rifles. Kind of like a tube rifle. So tube rifles are bolt action rifles that look very much like an AR-15. They've got a fully enclosed fore end area over top of the barrel, and very adjustable rear stock. And,
folding rear stock.
Mm-hmm.
Super pretty.
It is super pretty. It's super adjustable.
I think if Justin bans our semi-automatic rifles and
this
we still
is what we're
going to
have to do.
gun, we would probably shoot something like this.
Yeah.
Because at least this would be able... No, wait. Is this running AICS mags too? Man, we need something that takes AR mags.
Yeah, and then they'll probably declare it a variant.
Yeah.
Perhaps, but
Mhm.
even though this is a bolt-action rifle, it still uses AR fire controls, so your safety and all that kind of stuff are very similar to your AR.
Mhm.
That's kind of neat, and yeah, kind of a neat rifle.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I wonder what the price tag is on these.
I'm trying to see.
Yeah.
There's stickers on the wall, but I don't
a
see
lot
the
of these
price
don't
tag on
have
it.
prices just yet because
No.
usually when
Brand
you're
new.
in product development, when your product's just ready to show to the market, you're usually a little bit
Right.
of ways from knowing what shop time's going to be and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they're just introducing them. A lot of the stuff they're just introducing at a SHOT Show where they want to bring out what's new. Yeah. So-
Sexy.
Mm-hmm. This
Yeah.
next one, I don't think that the Diamondback DBX 57 by 28 I don't think they're going to be very popular in Canada because this is going to be a restricted class firearm and it's shooting 5.7, which I mean it's neat, but like that's the part that was neat. It's shooting 5.7, and we don't have very many 5.7.
There's
No,
been
we
a
don't.
few 5.7 things lately coming out though.
Yeah,
that I've
Ruger
seen
put out their
around.
pistol,
Ruger.
and these guys are
Yeah.
putting something out in 5.7. It's kind of like people are interested again in the platform.
Maybe they all watch the new Bad Boys video movie and they're like, "Hey, I gotta get some of that. Make something that fires that rather than the P90."
And that FN, the pistol that they have, that's super expensive as well. The next one is the
Vanilla.
Benelli. It's called the Lupo. It is a bolt-action rifle. It looks real weird. It's got some weird.
Yeah,
sharp
it looks
angles.
Benelli-ish.
Yeah, Benelli's
Yeah.
are weird.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That MR1 was weird. Is this their first bolt gun? Have they made a bolt gun before?
I don't think so. Anyways, that's kind of neat. I didn't really
Yeah.
look up much other details about it, but it's got weird angles all over the place.
But it looks like a Benelli.
Mhm. Mhm.
They
Yeah,
usually
Benellis
have weird
Benellis
angles.
are just odd.
Yeah, but they are quality product though.
Mhm.
Yeah, they work well. I have a few friends who had the MR1, and I really disliked it, but they loved it and thought it was pretty
Okay.
sweet.
And non-restricted, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why they'd buy them. I mean, if you didn't have the restrictions, you just run AR-15s, and that'd be the end of it.
Mhm.
But there you go.
1010 Cross Mag production release.
We've talked about these before. They had joined Siege. Personally, I think they joined just a little bit early, and they started talking about it a little bit too early because I think they've been talking about it for 2 years or something silly like that.
Right.
But they are in production and they are selling them right now. So they are selling pairs of magazines. These are paired 1010 mags with a bottom piece, a coupler that couples them together. They look really nice. They're available in multiple colors, which I wish were on this CGN page here, but they're not. And this would be ideal for, again, 3-gun and that kind of thing, because you do get the quick change ability of that 10-round mag, and it's got the coupler built onto the bottom. You can either couple it bullets facing forward or reversey, where one's forward and one's backward. You don't get both backwards. That's not an option. But no, nothing.
Yeah.
Crickets. Okay.
So Gravel's going to carry them. They're going to be $55 or $59. Sorry,
For two.
54
That's for two plus a coupler.
And that's pretty good.
So like
actually.
most 10 round LAR mags are $25. So
Yep.
25, and a free coupler in between. That looks really good because most of the couplers, like I've had a
They're
couple.
chintzy.
Yeah, they're chintzy, and sometimes putting that coupler on the bottom loses a round for you, and now it's a 9.9 on both sides. And then sometimes the couplers come off too, because I've seen that a lot where guys are running a 10-10 and they go to rip out one, and the follower comes off instead, and you get the snakes in a can thing where the spring and the ammo comes flying out the top or the bottom of it, and while enjoyable to watch, it's not what you want to have happen on a stage. So
No, this one looks really solid.
yeah, it does.
Oh,
I'm
that's very
kinda
cool.
curious about that one.
Hmm.
And then PSA's put out a whole ton of stuff. I don't know if it's worth going into all of them. They're really cool for the U.S. market. A lot of these aren't really going to make waves here in Canada, but would be
Cool.
really interested in the U.S. I think I'll hold my words on that. The PS9 Dagger, they have a $300
Price
Glock
point on it.
compatible, not Glock.
Right. So they call it the Glock killer because people are going to be. They think people are going to be buying it instead of a
Barf.
Glock.
Oh my god, calling something the Glock killer. You know how many pistols have come out that are supposed to be the Glock killer and haven't?
Yeah.
All of them.
Just call it Glock compatible. This is like your IBM compatible 486. This is your knockoff clone Glock that is super low priced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the guys at PSA aren't calling it a Glock killer because that would probably get them sued.
$299.99.
Yeah, that's
so
like
cheap.
really cheap.
That's like we've got pistols here that are at that price range, but they are the Turkish pistols that don't have much of a platform to go off of, right? With this, at least, like put in or take out Glock stuff, and yeah.
That's
And
really cool.
PSA's got a better name than a lot of those Turkish pistol manufacturers do as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I almost bought one of their ARs and then I read about them and then went,
Yeah.
no.
They're not well known in the U.S. because the U.S. has like a smorgasbord of ARs to buy from, and to get the poverty pony stuff is not necessary. The next one is
Jeremy said, just call it a clone.
call it a clone. Yeah,
It's
Glock
a clone.
$299 Glock
Truth
clone.
will set you free.
Do you want a Glock 19, but for $299 instead of $500 or $600? Well, you come to the right place.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, I get it. They've also got an AK called an AKE. It's got an FN cold hammer forged barrel, and not many AKs are made like that.
No.
So if you're looking for an AK, those are interesting. Again, Canada, not so interesting. They've got a PSA 5. Now this is an MP5 clone, but
Ooh.
much cheaper. Much cheaper.
That wouldn't be hard.
No, it's not hard because like H&Ks they're not exactly giving those things away.
Yeah.
They're taking a pretty hefty profit margin on those. Anyways, they're releasing those. I'd imagine those would be deemed an MP5 clone and therefore prohibited. So we're probably not going
Right.
to see those here.
No.
And we won't see this other. Well, maybe, I don't know. So they released this Jackal. It's a 5.56 long stroke piston rifle, side charging handle, and so far you're like, yeah, no buffer tube, yeah, AR-15 lower compatible. No. Dang it! We're so close to greatness.
If only we lived in a better country. Yeah, well.
There was another rifle that someone was telling me about, and I was like, oh yeah, interesting. Oh, it was the Brownells 180, and they're saying,
the BR 180. Yeah,
they're
but
saying,
it's
oh, they're
AR-15.
coming out with BR 180 lowers, and they're not AR-15. I looked at them. It's like, yeah, that's not an AR-15 lower, but you could use an AR-15 lower just as easy.
Pin the same. Yeah.
Yeah,
done.
so no go on that one. That one would be kind of cool. Let's see what else we got here. H&K. Speaking of H&K, they updated their VP9. It's similar to like practically everyone else. That it's now optics ready. They managed to squeeze a couple more rounds in their magazines. Their magazines are now higher capacity. Maybe they're not putting the bullets in backwards. Maybe they put them forwards so they can fit more of them in. Kelly, did you take a look at these ELR 22LR bullets?
No.
They're okay. So the cutting edge bullets has
Oh.
these 22 rounds. Now, a cutting edge just does the bullets. They just do
Yeah.
the bullets that are on the end. They don't do the rest of it. They don't load them or anything like that. But these are some sexy looking 22 LR
They
bullets.
are.
Yeah.
They look
And there's a
really
company
nice.
that makes Centerfire 22 reloadables. You can buy the brass.
Say what now? You can buy
It's-
Centerfire reloadable 22 LR brass.
There is a company somewhere I saw
Where?
them online.
Really?
Yeah, they're making
Why?
22 long rifle centerfire, so you can reload them. Probably, so you can do stuff like this with it.
Yeah.
I don't know
but-
how it works. That sounds like pure witchcraft to me.
I don't know. I have no idea. I just saw it online. I don't know if somebody's building a gun
I
for
would
them
like-
or how that would work. But
I would like to get some of this.
yeah,
Yeah, anyways, so they got to find a reloader. They got to find someone to put the bullets on top of something. But they make the bullets, and they are super sleek and sexy 22 LM
Yeah.
bullets.
Nice ballistic tip.
Nice. I was just going to say, nice tip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. Thompson is doing a bunch of engraved guns. I'm not a fan. You guys tell me if you
No.
guys like them or.
Are they
So-
gold plated? Ah, they're not gold.
No, they're
No.
they're just bad.
I'm not a fan. It's not something I would buy and take to the range and shoot
Yeah.
seriously or anything like that.
So why don't you actually? Did you just put him up? Oh, there you go. So you put him up on the live broadcast. Those of you that are watching, what do you think?
Mhm.
Jeremy says bazinga. Okay.
Yes, that summarizes my thoughts exactly.
So they're wood stock and they're basically engraved. They're.
I think they've got a faux patina on them too, because the metal
You
looks
think?
kind of like a
Yeah,
brassy
they do.
brush kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And they've also got laser engraving on that, and it says Iwo Jima, and it's got some
World
reliefs
War
cut into
II.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, these are not. I don't know.
They're so fugly. It's sort of like those people that take their car and then they do a wrap, and you look at it and you're like, oh
Yeah.
God, who did that? It would be
It
like
looks like it looks like somebody taking their Tiguan and putting gold metallic wheels on it.
it's,
They had a
That's me, by the
gangster.
way.
They had a gangster on it. I want a version 2. I can't. Oh, I'd love to find that.
my dad would like these, but he likes singing fish and singing Christmas trees. So he would probably think this is pretty cool.
These things look like a GTA 5 perk.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
Oh wait, I found the
That's
gangster
Jeremy
one.
Crane as well.
Wait,
What?
I found the gangster one. Let me open this one. Copy image.
Okay.
That being said, if I could own that Thompson, I would take it.
Yeah.
Oh sure, because it's a Thompson.
Because it's
Thompson.
Thompson.
This other one is the bootlegger series, and it says it's got a Tommy gun that says bootlegger on it. It says wanted on the front. The back, the 45 says white lightning on it. So you're a
White lightning. Really?
shiner.
Come on.
It's so terrible.
These are like Alabama moonshine.
Alberta moonshine.
Running.
See what I got myself.
Yeah.
Diddling,
Yeah.
ding, 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 ding. This is
Okay.
so bad. Moving on.
Oh, but those are my favorite. Okay, the next
Oh,
one.
Speaking of sad cars. Oh, thanks.
The next one we got here. Savage is releasing an Axis 2
Yep.
Precision in an MDT chassis. So
I see.
yeah,
God, that's ugly.
It-
yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
kinda
Savage.
angly and
That is just nasty looking. But if it's functional,
So
I
it
don't
comes.
care. but-
It's a precision rifle and an MDT chassis, and it's Savage, and it's like
it'll probably be lower priced than a lot of the other precision
Yeah,
rifles
exactly.
as well, because it's an Axis action
Right.
on it.
Yeah.
right, which means cheaper.
Cheaper.
Yeah. Cheaper.
I could
But
come to
still.
love it, I suppose. But God, that's fugly.
But they didn't give a price tag aroundish.
Mm,
No.
No.
Okay. Alright.
The other thing they've done is release a whole bunch of other. So MDT and Savage have released a bunch of other chassis. They've released a bunch for their Rimfire series. So the A22,
Two.
the
Yeah.
B17, the B22, they all now have an MDT chassis available, and you can buy them like that, right? Just buy them straight from the factory with all the goodies on there. So
That's cool.
I guess if you wanted to get an ORPS ready 22 rifle, perhaps a B22, which is their bolt action one, with
Right.
one of these stock systems would be a better choice to go with, right?
I don't know.
Somebody
like-
here says
I'd like to try
Bullseye
mine.
has them for $625.
Really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, $600 US MSRP for some of them.
That's not that bad at all. I
No.
wonder what the
Pretty reasonable.
adjustability is like. It looks like they're using some shims on the back for the length of pull. It looks like the cheek piece is adjustable using a couple of thumb screws on the side there. which is all very interesting.
I was gonna modernize my 1020 to get a 1022 and modernize it for long range rimfire, but maybe I'll look at this because it'd be cheaper.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Interesting.
Savage Arms has released a semi-automatic
Renegade.
shotgun. They're putting out a semi-automatic that does 2 3/4, 3-inch, that kind of thing. They're quite heavy, 7.9 pounds. That's a pretty heavy shotgun. The barrels are fluted, which is interesting.
It's weird.
Yeah, they use a gas system, and the gas system is one of those put the gas into the action until there's too much, and then put it out the front kind of a thing.
Yep.
And they come with a bunch of different cheek pieces to give you different cheek
swap out.
welts on the shotgun. Yeah.
It's cool.
I actually don't hate this. Is that
No.
an endorsement?
I like the
Don't hate this. I'd like to try it.
The release looks good. The charging handle, like coming from the 3-gun world, the charging handle looks very
Just
small to me.
Small. Yeah.
But that's coming
You can
from my
fix that.
perspective, right? Probably, yeah. Just-
Somebody will third party that, I imagine, if they become
Yeah.
popular. Get some tube extensions.
Yeah, so I think the thing that's interesting on this one is that flexibility on the cheek pieces and on the shims on the butt, like a lot of people are doing these days.
Yep.
So this would give you some really good flexibility. Not sure on price. It's very heavy though. 7.9 pounds is
It's
it's
heavy.
a big boy.
So yeah, again, a lot of the stuff we don't have prices for, availability in Canada, but it's interesting stuff anyways.
And their name is super cute. The Renegade. The Savage
Oh, that's funny.
Renegade. Oh man, that's such a bad pun.
Probably shoots light, being that heavy.
Yeah, the Versamax is a heavy gas system shotgun as well, and it's super light recoiling. Like there's some guys who like using the Versamax in 3-gun just because you can just pound on the trigger and it just runs. This next one I wanted to show. This is just a different stock that Savage is offering on their Mark IIs. I believe it's a Mark II. Yeah, it's Mark II. And it's this really cool minimalist stock. So we've seen this from plastic stocks where it's got a very thin forend and it kind of squeezes down towards the butt. It makes for like a trimmer-looking stock and probably a little bit lighter towards the back as well. And I just thought it was very interesting that they did it in wood. I imagine this is Boyd's. But yeah, it looks very interesting. One of the other things I saw people mention, I'm just going to pull it up just because it's readily apparent on this rifle. Laser engraving is like very, very prevalent now. So you see it's being used on this rifle. The finger grooves and the grip is all laser engraved. The logos are laser engraved on wood here, and it's just being used a lot by manufacturers these days.
It's not horrible.
I don't know if I would use it or not. I just thought it looked really neat, and I thought some people might be interested.
It's certainly different.
Yeah. Federal's releasing these are called the Federal Solid Core. They're just a polymer coated bullet, but they're hard cast. So they're hard cast bullets.
So no lead. Yeah. No. Are they
No,
lead?
They're lead. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just using a different blend of lead, and they're polymer coated. Now, the reason why I thought this would be applicable is if Canadians are looking to hunt with their 44 mag or their 357 mag, this would be an option. This would give you like a nice big heavy bullet to smoke a deer with or something like that.
I was actually thinking of using my 357 lever gun next year.
As long as your distance is good, it
Yeah,
will do the
50
job. It's
yard.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
The last one, and this one has a real interesting name. The Aoyihi?
Sure.
Oyihi?
Keep trying.
Owaihi. Owaihi. I think it's Owaihi. It's TacSol or Tactical Solutions. Imagine like you took a Ruger 1022 takedown,
Yes.
but
yes.
now it's a bolt.
Right.
And that's what it is. It's a bolt action
22.
It uses the Ruger takedown stock.
Yes, it does.
It's 3.9 pounds, so it's incredibly lightweight.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. Kind of expensive, $1,000.
It is expensive. Short barrel.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure about it.
Well, these guys make a bunch of like
Super light.
up. What do you call them? Uprated or improved Ruger 1022s, and a bunch of the accessories
Upgraded,
for
yeah.
them. Yeah, and this is interesting. Interesting.
I find it amusing that you can put a compensator on it. I'm like, suppressor, sure. Compensator, it's a 20.
Yeah.
They say compensator on there.
Yeah.
They do actually, yes. Compensator and silencer attachment. Come on, guys.
Silencer. You put a silencer on there.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what they say. They say
compensator.
silencer.
No.
Well, thanks for
Anyways.
going through that.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be
It
more
looks like
coming
there's
out,
some great
but-
stuff coming out. Yeah. Maybe we can even talk
More
to some of our
toys is
friends.
always good.
Yeah, new things, different things. Looks like there's a lot of Yeah.
Weird stuff.
weird.
A lot of weird stuff.
There was
stuff
the
that's
odd
coming out.
practical one in there. There's the odd practical one. There was also a bunch of ultralight rifles that are being made, but they make those every year, and really that's a choice of making them at an appropriate price point.
Right. Well, Jeremy asked if it comes with 20,000 rounds at that price point. 20,000 rounds is 22.
Probably should.
Yeah.
Eh?
It is
No.
actually. It is. It should. Yeah. All right. Speaking of Jeremy, I didn't see any more. We've been going through the listener feedback on Facebook Live. So, did you guys notice anything that we didn't cover as we were going through this?
Trevor was yammering on in there about assorted things he's done and hasn't done and blah, 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 but we didn't really say anything about it.
Yeah, that's why I said, did you see anything else that was interesting?
No, I didn't.
Man, you're bringing the heat, kicking the guy. Holy.
Yeah. I should have been on here. Yeah, okay. So why don't we do listener feedback? Listener feedback is sponsored by Armory DC Gunsmith. Armory DC Gunsmith is a full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearms refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, and Cerakote finishes, as well as wood refinishing. Check out his online inventory of new and used guns, firearms, accessories, optics, and more at DCGunsmith.ca. You can also check him out on Facebook, and you can also check him out on Instagram as well. He's posting some stuff recently, so some really, really cool stuff. So you need to go on there. And he's really nice.
Can I talk about one of those guns on there? I see a
Sure.
Browning A5 Stalker in a 3.5 inch for $15.99. If you're into 3-gun or you want to get into 3-gun and you want like the best, in my humble opinion, the best 3-gun shotgun, that's it right there. The A5 3.5
For $1,500.
for $1,500 because you take that guy, you throw an extension tube on it, you mangle up the port with your buddies with a Dremel over a couple of beers, and it's good to go. It's 3-gun ready.
Speaking of Dremels,
Jesus.
there was a video that you posted recently with you dremeling.
I wanted to prove my street cred as a legit gunsmith, and
Yeah.
I think I did it with that video.
No.
You know, whack you with a roll
That
up
was
Dremel.
that was
No,
me
bad,
working over
Bad
my.
A-drill.
That was a brand new A5 that I bought for $1,500 that I pulled out of the bag. I didn't even assemble it. I just started hacking at it with that Dremel.
Bad A-drill. No. Bad.
And not only did you start hacking at it, you filmed it and posted it everywhere.
Yeah. I didn't film the part where, so I cut it with the Dremel. I'm like, man, this isn't aggressive enough, and I pulled out a die grinder. And I
Angle
started
grinder?
angle grinder. I started going at it.
Jesus.
Yeah. Anyways, so if you want to do that, so the reason why the A5 in 3.5 inch is the best 3-gun shotgun in Canada is because you can run it dry. The tube, because it's a 3.5 inch, you can make it hold 7 shots of 2 3/4, and the chamber is 1. Takes ghost loading, so right off the hop, you can get up to 9. If you run it dry, if you run most shotguns dry, you need to port load one. You need to put a shell in the port, press a button on the side, then turn it over and start feeding the tube. With the A5, you don't do any of that stuff. That's for the poors. You flip it over and you start chucking shells into the tube. It will auto load one into the tube.
Serious?
Yep.
Okay.
It'll auto load one into the tube. into the chamber. So you do 2 quad loads, and that gets you from 0 to 7+1. And it's super fast. So that's why that is the gamer shotgun for Canada. In the US, it doesn't matter as much, but it's very important for here.
Denis has one, and it's $1,500. So go on his website and buy it. Just saying, right?
Plus, he's a super nice guy, so you should buy stuff from him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, okay. Why don't we actually get into our feedback? I know that you have to get out of here.
Dave is what his name is. Yeah.
Dave,
yeah.
Dave, right here.
Some random guy. You have to get out of here. So if you have to cut it, just.
I'll just finish. But...
Okay. Yeah, we're almost finished anyways. Do you want to read this one from Flavio?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Hello, Slamfire. As a new firearms owner, I finally purchased the gun that got me into guns, an SA and 45 Colt and a Winchester 1873 in the same caliber. Nice.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking into reloading this caliber. Not huge quantities like yourself. I don't think anyone loads huge quantities of 45 Colt. More like enough to go shooting maybe every other weekend or two. What would be a good press for a novice? Again, not pumping out huge quantities of ammo. Thanks for advice. Thanks in advance.
I really like the Lee turret, but there's a bunch of other options that have come out since I got mine from other manufacturers. So there's some other manufacturers that are releasing stuff now that that might also be a good deal. I like the idea of a turret, especially for something like this. It's actually perfect for something like this because it's enough to do medium volume, but not like anything close to a progressive, but without the cost of the progressive.
It's not single.
And it's nice and simple. Yeah, it's not single, so you can at least do a couple of steps at a time if you want. Maybe not all of them, depending on what you want to do, because I find loading powder on a turret press to be kind of a pain in the butt, anyways. But you can kind of you've got a lot of options with that at least. What would you guys recommend?
I'm reloaded 10 years, so I've got my single stage rock chucker sitting at home untouched. So I got to start reloading again, though.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that because I don't reload, but I think that probably what you just recommended probably is the best choice. But Trevor might have some because he does a lot of reloading. He might have some different advice. Maybe he can offer it when he's on next time as well.
Yeah.
I don't think
he's loading a 4570, isn't he?
Yeah, 45 Colt, 4570. Those are really good rounds to reload for. I don't reload a lot anymore because 9mm 223, 12 gauge stuff.
It's cheaper just to
gun. It's not cheaper, but
it's almost.
If you calculate your wage, you're like, that is horrible. What am I doing with my life?
I'd be interested to see how much he's planning on reloading. He says not a lot, but what does that mean?
You can't shoot a single action army in high quantity. Right. Like your fingers will get tired from shooting before 200 rounds, let's say, in a
you're not going to shoot that much.
So, 100 rounds, maybe.
Unless you get her in a semi.
But
45 Colt semi.
Well, he's got his lever there.
Got a lever gun.
Yeah, his lever gun. You can shoot a little bit more through there. But it's a good round to reload. It's low pressure, so the brass will last forever. It's super easy to reload because it uses nice big bullets. It's got a rim case. It all points to a great round to reload. Plus, the savings on it are really good as well. It's not like 9mm where it's selling for so cheap. 45 Colt is still a little bit pricier, and reloading is a good idea.
Okay. All right. Why don't you take this one for Rod then?
Yeah, you bet. Rod says, Midway at one time shipped to Canada even after ITAR came into effect, but stopped after they were fined for ITAR violations because they didn't want to risk it anymore. He sent us a link to this link where the U.S. Commerce Department assessed $222,000 civil penalty against Midway for illegal exports of firearms, scopes, and mounts. So
last week we were talking about Midway and their shooting mats. So and the reduction in the ITAR. So ITAR stipulations or regulations. So I don't know if they'll open that up. I can understand $222,000 is
it's It's a kick in the pants.
It's a kick in the pants, that's for sure.
Like the process was a pain in the butt. I don't know if you guys ever ordered stuff from Brownells while I was in effect, but it's like first they have to determine if they can even send it to Canada. Some stuff they can, some stuff they can't, and it's real weird trying to figure out whether it can or can't go. And then you got to get these Canadians to sign this document that says they're the end user. They're not going to resell it to Saddam Hussein or Kim Jong-un or something like that.
Well, Saddam's dead, but okay.
Yeah.
Is he? Is he really? I don't know.
There's pictures.
Yeah.
We're starting a conspiracy theory here now.
That's just what they want you to believe, Kelly.
Oh, man,
Okay.
when did they get to you,
I'm very
Kelly?
gullible.
Who got to you?
But it was a painful, like, to sell a couple
Yeah,
of
it's
little parts to the
annoying.
Canadians. Like, I could understand why an American would say, like, this is 1% of our market.
But it was a freaking shooting match. Okay, go
and
ahead.
we got fined $220,000 because we didn't know, like, we didn't do it properly, and now we got nailed for it. I'd be like, I'm not selling anything to this stupid country again.
A lot of the stuff that ITAR fell under ITAR too was like
It was
ridiculous,
stupid.
stupid stuff. Like there was like clothing and stuff. Somebody told me, I'm like, really? I can't buy this pair of whatever
A belt.
tactical
There
pants
was,
or a belt.
There was a
Yeah.
Boyd stock that you couldn't get. You couldn't get this one Boyd stock, and I think it was the I think it was for the Mark II. There's one tactical stock, and it was black. And it's like, oh, sorry, that one's
Too
ITAR.
tactical for
Can't get it.
Canada.
And it's totally random too. So,
Mhm.
okay.
Anyways, maybe they'll start
Open
sending
it
stuff
up
to
with the
Canada again.
relaxation.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
stupid.
Because if this stuff is no longer ITAR and it's Chamber of Commerce instead, maybe
Yeah.
Midway will dip their toe back into selling to us poor
Back
Canadians
to Canada.
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, thanks for actually sending this to us, Rod. If you'd like to send us an email, send it to slamfireradio@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you and tell us how wrong we are about stuff. So that's awesome. Okay. We do have some podcast reviews. We got 2 of them. So I wanted to say thank you to Stacy for sending them to us as well. I know that she's watching. I'll take the first one. It's from somebody, DWA Hutch. He's from Canada. It's 5-star rating. It says Friday morning is better. So as a relatively newcomer to the firearms in Canada, this podcast has been a hugely educational tool in learning about the specifics of what is available in the country and what the rules and such are. And the banter is top notch. Always get a few good laughs. Really appreciate the show. Have learned a ton from these guys and gal. Maybe you want to put in there. And
Guys
what?
is a generic term. It's
I'll
used for you people
I now
as well.
identify as a guy. Okay. I've learned a ton from these guys, and I'm glad they continue to produce it weekly. Friday mornings are something to look forward to, too. I like Friday afternoons, actually, but yeah, thank you. DW.
I think I know who that is.
Hutch.
I won't call them out on the air, but I'm pretty sure I know who that is.
Okay.
I
All
think
right.
we just got us banned from YouTube, even more than we were before. Yes.
All right. Before you have to leave there, Dave, can you actually read the one from the U.S.?
Yeah, I wandered away. As a
Oh.
listener from south of the border, the title is Great Show. Author is Muddy673. Thank you, Muddy. As a listener from south of the border, it is interesting to hear all of the stuff that has been implemented in Canada regarding gun ownership. I fully expect the U.S. government to try and get there soon. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I always enjoy all the talk about competitions from IDPA to 3-gun to Maple Seed. Speaking of Maple Seed, I would love to get your opinion on the Thompson Center version of the 1022 branded the T/CR22.
Okay.
Callie, have you seen them?
I haven't seen any, but I did actually go on and I had a look at some of the reviews and some of the differences. One of the big differences, it's a lot more expensive than your stock 1022. That being said, it comes with a lot of the stuff that you would change out on your 1022 anyway. So, and even probably would change more on the 1022 to get where the Thompson Centerfire is.
It
So-
doesn't have a stupid sight system. Like the
No,
1022
it doesn't. It
does.
has peep
Yay.
sights.
Yeah.
So it has peep sights with fiber optic front sight, which is awesome.
Mhm.
It also comes with a Picatinny rail that's actually part of the receiver already, so that's fantastic. The other thing that I really, really liked about it is, so the magazines themselves, they have a little piece on them that actually the last round it locks the bolt back, which is
Nice.
awesome. Now you can take the 1022 magazines and use them in it, but it still doesn't lock it back because there's that little piece that's on the actual the Thompson magazine. But they look almost identical. There is
It's
a little
Magpul
different
stock too.
It is a Magpul stock. I hate the stock, by the way. It's one of those lighter weight, almost like the backpacker one. So I'd rather it because there is no adjustable cheek well. And it's a hollow. It is the hollow stock. I would have rather them use almost like the Hunter X22, because you could change that piece out, but it's a more expensive stock.
Yeah.
And but it does come with M-LOK already on it, sling mounts and everything, so that's fantastic. And the trigger group is a little bit better, as well as, so the extractor is a lot longer. You're going to have more. I think you're going to have a better reliability with it as well. Machined a little better as well. So there's some pros, there's some cons with it, but if you want to spend a little bit extra, you're going to get the perks that you would normally have done on the 1022. I looked at some of the reliability YouTube's videos on it as well, in the feeding and the shooting, and it was actually, everybody was giving it rave reviews. So the price difference between the two stock and the stock 1022 and the CR22 is like $100. So I would say go for it. And I would actually change out the stock itself. That's the only thing I'd change. Yeah. So I think it's a really good deal. Go for it.
No, not that expensive. I mean, Cabela's.
No, they're not.
For $550.
Yeah. So they're not that
expensive. So you get your suppressor, or get your compensator on it.
Right. So it has a threaded barrel, so you can do that down in the States, not here in Canada.
It'd be so awesome to go out with the 1022 and a silencer on it.
So what I'd recommend is go to the YouTube videos and have a look at it. There's some there. They're shooting them with suppressors. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
That was the loudest thing you hear is the click clack from the bolt.
It is. Click clack, click clack.
The bullet is like, whatever. As long as you're using standard velocity and not high, it's they're quite cool to shoot.
Yeah. But I would say do it. And then once you do it, I want pictures and I want you to tell me how you liked it. So
and then send it to Adriel to review it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right. Why don't we do shout outs? Adriel, do you have any?
To the guys from 3Gun for letting me come along and shoot their really cool stuff, because some of that stuff is very neat.
It's good to be
a lot of it. All of it was really neat.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Cooler than my Shadow 2. Very, very much so. Yeah,
it's much cooler than my Shadow 1.
And I got to poke Trevor by doing it. That was the part that made me the happiest.
Did you send him a photo and tell him you bought one?
I posted on Instagram. I'm like, oh, weird, Shadow, and that was enough to set him off.
Nicely done.
Okay, Dave, what about you?
Shout outs to our favorite listener, Trevor Falot, who's online tonight. So thanks for listening in, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for listening. I'm going to give a huge shout out to all the ladies that came out to the range with me this weekend. It was so much fun. I really, really enjoyed it. And it was, it was a few hours and they passed really quickly because we were having so much fun. So I just wanted to say thank you. And to Kelly and Tamara, wanted to say thank you for bringing your ARs and your Tavors, and because it's always fun to shoot. So thanks.
A little bit of variety, right?
Yeah.
Try it all next to each other. See what you like. See what you don't like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The weird thing is our range still has that rule. I was the only one who was a RSO. going through the RSO course. So if we're shooting ARs, I can shoot while everybody else was shooting. So I just supervise them, and then nobody could shoot while I was shooting. Just saying.
That's like for guests. I could see that they were
Mhm.
guests, right? So while you're
No, there's two members as well that were with us. So
oh, it was because you're shooting ARs.
Yep.
Oh, that's weird.
Just ARs. You could shoot like a
Probably.
CZ or something, and you're good.
Or like an XCR. Those are fine to shoot by yourselves, but God help you shoot one
Not
of those,
that AR.
those
Anyways.
deadly assault rifle 15s.
I love my range.
Yeah.
I do actually love my range. It's a fantastic range, and it's only 5 minutes from my house. I count my blessings every day because of
I don't
that.
have both the ranges that are around me are 50 minutes 50 minutes both ways. So 50 minutes one way or 50 minutes the other way. Exactly.
We just need to live closer to Leduc. That's all.
That would be the play.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't we go into our Patreonies? We do have a new Patreonie. Rob S is sponsoring us for 223. Hey, thank you, Rob. If you would like to be a Patreon supporter, we would love it if you could go on to patreon.com/Slamfire Radio and give us a pledge. What that pledge does is allow us to give you this content every week. And in return, what we'll do is we'll send you some cool things in the mail. Adriel, have you gotten on that yet?
No. Not in
It's
the
been
last
busy
month or
this
so.
week.
He's been too busy
Oh,
not
welcome to my
not
life.
reloading ammunition.
And not going outside in the cold when it's minus 30. No, nothing's getting mailed. But I will
Yeah.
mail some stuff soon. So Rob, if you've sent in your address to us, I will put
He
it in the
hasn't
mail.
yet.
Okay,
So,
good. I have a
Rob,
good
why don't you
excuse
do
then.
that?
No,
So-
just take your time, Rob.
No,
I'll send in your address.
We've been waiting for your address. Adriel's been sitting by the front door on his
Yeah.
phone waiting for that.
I've got
If you haven't received anything, send us an email. It's slamfireradio@gmail.com with your address, your name, and Adriel will be on that this
put
week.
like attention Adriel in the subject line or something.
Hey,
Maybe-
you.
If you could put a blink emoji in there or something like that, that would help. Yeah.
Some dancing chickens.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And at some point, we're revamping our Patreon, whatever we're doing for our listeners because it's currently not working right. So we'll at some point put out more
We
content
just want
for
to
you
put
as
out
well.
different content. We want to put out some better
Yeah.
content for people, something that they'll like and
It's-
use.
Okay. And
Can we swear more on the Patronia only one?
Oh, that'd be nice.
yeah,
That would give me
maybe.
some bad habits, though.
Yeah.
I've like finally got into like I only drop an F-bomb like once a year or so now.
It'll just be Adriel swearing for an hour straight. That'll be the episode. Just be Adriel going.
The latest
Getting it all out.
episode.
FF-ing FF, mother F.
Okay. It's getting off the rails. That means it's time to end the show. So, if you're going to buy some stuff and you're going to go to Cabela's anyways, go to our website and then click on the Cabela's link because they'll send us some money. So, go do that if you want to support us as well. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about is supporting our national firearms associations. Go out and sponsor them or donate to them. Buy your membership, renew your membership, actually do a donation. And the reason is because it means that all the money goes straight towards them. And the ones that we really like are the CCFR right now. They're doing a lot of work for us as well. They're just recently launched another explainer video. So, but right now, as Random Dave said earlier, we have some stuff that's going on that's going to be causing us some issues. Somebody's at my door, dogs are barking, Anyways, also check us out on Gunners Canada and like us on Facebook. We're now at 2,322. So we are really closing the gap on those little homeless children, orphans, whatever they are. Yeah.
Suck it down, orphans.
And don't forget, today was the Lapua. We didn't say it enough. Do you guys want to say it a couple more times?
Lapua.
338 Lapua.
I think Adriel, that in post production you could go through and just add like randomly stick it in the background.
I could whisper it really quietly on repeat. Lapua. Just like the whole time.
Yeah.
Suddenly must buy Lapua. Can't explain it.
It's like you have Tourette's. $3.38. Okay. Just wanted to say good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for listening.
So if you have any comments or questions for the show, please send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Now go grab a gun and shoot something.
When the talking is over, it's time to get a gun.